Hi, this is Michael Youssef. You know, healthy fear is a gift from God for our preservation. It helps us avoid real dangers. But sin has perverted fear, trapping us.
Caused by the herbicide paraquat, and you may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-731-3333. That's 1-800-731-3333.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Tonix is a biotech company working to fight COVID-19 with two different next-generation COVID vaccine candidates, an antiviral and also a treatment for long COVID. And with me is CEO Seth Lederman to explain where they are in this fight. And Seth, I look forward to your update because I know the last time we talked, you were working on a vaccine as well. So looks like you got a broad number of candidates here, broad number of products to fight COVID. Can you bring me up to date on what you've got going?
Thank you, Jane. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, we're working in a number of different ways on COVID because no one could have predicted how wily this virus could be, how much it's mutating, how much it's frustrating all of our efforts to evade it. Currently, there are three arms to the fight against COVID: the mRNA vaccines, the antivirals, and the monoclonal antibodies. And what we're finding is that the existing mRNA vaccines have limited abilities. They have short duration of protection, only 4 to 6 months, and they don't block forward transmission. On the antivirals, really you have remdesivir from Gilead as being the anchor of the antiviral treatment. And that's already had some resistant strain documented against it. The Pfizer drug is very interesting, but it's limited because it can't be taken by many people who are older on other medicines. And then finally, the monoclonal antibodies. There were 4 approved, and now 2 of them have been shown not to work against Omicron, so they aren't working. So we're not in a good position right now as a country, as humanity, in terms of fighting COVID. So Tonix is proud to have many programs underway. We really think that by having more programs underway, we're able to take the expertise we have in animal models, in looking at the human immune response, and in understanding the virus itself to bring forth better candidates. Mm-hmm. So one of our vaccines is a live virus vaccine, TNX 1800, and we believe that will provide durable immunity, for years, decades, maybe a lifetime, because it's in a live virus vaccine vector. We have an antiviral that has recently been studied by NIAID, that's Dr. Tony Fauci's division, and shown to be 65 times more potent than remdesivir, and to work together with remdesivir in an additive way. And then also long COVID, huge problem. About a third of people who recover from COVID get long COVID. And we have a treatment that we expect to be in clinical trials this half to start to address long COVID.
Is there efficiencies in working on all 4 of these, even though they're not exactly the same thing? Is there some overlap that helps with the development?
Yes. And that's an excellent question. And that's why we are working on them, because we do feel that we can take the expertise in, large animal models, non-human primates, small animals, hamsters, mice, et cetera, and then also, in tissue culture in the lab, that all of those are similarly used across the different modalities, and we have expertise in all three. Furthermore, we're studying in two programs that we've publicly disclosed, CoVlogic and Precision. We're studying the human immune response to COVID. So together, all of these things give us, I think, an advantage of seeing a bigger picture and in efficiently studying these different things. And also, as I think we spoke about last time, we have a approximately 40,000 square foot facility in Frederick, Maryland, that is dedicated completely to virus, antiviral vaccine research. Frederick, Maryland is right in the heart of the biotech corridor, and not only that, the biodefense and pandemic preparedness corridor of Maryland. And that's a very important aspect in our ability to run these programs and really contribute to the fight against COVID.
Well, thank you, Dr. Letterman, for explaining that, and good luck on your efforts. And it's a fight I think we're going to be fighting for quite some time.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Growing clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue-cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
New to the Street does welcome today Chris Cleverly, the CEO of Kampay, who will talk about the company's ecosystem, its token, how it's growing, and how it's changing Africa's economy for the good. So, Chris, welcome. Great to have you here. I loved reading about the company and all the potential that blockchain and tokenization has. So just give us an update on what Kampay is doing.
Well, it's exciting to be here. So, it's great to be able to get the voice over from Africa and bring it out to the globe. And it's great that you're taking interest in what's happening on the ground out there. Our purpose with Kampay has always been about creating a ground-up solution. So often you get people creating these cryptocurrencies and then bringing them out as technologies and hoping that people adopt it. We've very much gone from an adoption story into a mass adoption story. So at the moment we're in a beta process, but beta to us really means we've got our product out being tested and used by tens of thousands of people, mainly in Zimbabwe at the moment. We're ready to start our launch out in Cameroon and get the product out there as well. And we're working with teams on the ground who are constantly testing it and getting our technology being used. It's quite easy for us because there's a need. So it's not like we're creating technology in a laboratory and we hope at some point, someone's going to discover us and we're going to find it. And, and while that's happening, our tokens going through the roof. Our tokens have a need, they create liquidity for real people in real situations.
Mm-hmm. Well, and explain how it works. Is this a peer-to-peer payment system, or what? How does it work exactly?
So look, it's essentially a payment system.
Okay.
It's for countries that lack strong currency and require liquidity and have difficult interest rates. So a lot of what we do is we try to disintermediate interest rates so that, a farmer in Zimbabwe, his interest rate can be as high as 10% a month. which means that he can't grow anything, and so therefore he has a subsistence growing lifestyle. But if he uses our token, then he can go and buy inputs at a reasonable price in a reasonable way. He can grow stuff, and then we help him sell it, and then he can do all that on his mobile wallet. And we create a mobile wallet scenario in which we obviously have our currency as well. So if you think about a wallet, payment gateway, things you can do, services that make it interesting, and stuff that's useful, but with a real thing about, being able to cross borders and do cross-border trade, create liquidity, buy things that they need, not be too depressed by inflation, because we can work in a system that stands outside of the centralized economies. So decentralization is our story at its core.
Well, and a couple of things I've heard about blockchain in Africa is that, first of all, it's a very young population. So they're kind of embracing new technologies. But then also they don't have these deeply entrenched financial systems like you would see in the US or something. So they're kind of a little more nimble in terms of adapting this new technology. Brilliant. Is that what you're finding?
You know a lot, so I'm impressed by that.
I've done a few interviews, yeah.
Well, that would be true. So, when you look at even, let's say, older technologies, of the sort of Web 2 variety, things like payment gateways that were mobile money. Mobile money was first adopted in Africa. It was first actually created, built, developed through M-Pesa, which was a system in Kenya that grew to become, I think, 10 times bigger than the nearest bank and dwarfed everything else. It was some 5 to 10 years later that America adopted the same thing, and mobile money became popular in America. So Africa was almost a decade ahead of America in that kind of adoption, because there was no legacy groups trying to prevent it from happening. There was no banking system that was trying to block it. And there was a genuine need. So when you're banking the unbanked, you can't say you can't have a bank. They'll take what they get and they'll use it. So this cryptocurrency is an incredibly useful tool. Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin trading, it's bigger in Africa than it is anywhere in the world. The only country that trades Bitcoin more than Nigeria, for example, is the United States itself. So it's more than China, France, Europe, whatever. It's an extraordinary statistic.
Okay. Well, please come back and give us an update when you get all that going. That would be great to hear about it.
You knew about Africa. That was great. I'll be back.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Growing clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue-cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Cyber attacks are a global threat that affects everyone. For over 20 years, Strikeforce has developed leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Visit StrikeForceTech.com.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome to New to the Street, your weekly hack with Elaine Guy. Elaine is with GlobeX Data, the leader in Swiss-hosted private and secure communications and data management. Welcome, Elaine.
Thank you, Anna. Welcome to everyone who's watching us.
All right, so attackers, they're using these socially engineered emails, and this example we're going to talk about is in PowerPoint that they're using through the email of Microsoft. How vulnerable is our email these days?
Yeah, so this is interesting. So this malware is essentially an email that you get with a PowerPoint or through PowerPoint. When you open it, the malware releases. And of course, it's through the email system. Now, most of the big tech email providers, we've gone forever showing all the hacks that they had and the vulnerability. And Microsoft in particular, Exchange Email, unfortunately, because of the SolarWinds hack, they have been extremely vulnerable because some of the source code has been stolen. But the point is that when you have billions of people using the same technology that is basically developed by third-party providers and it's open source and so forth, and everybody integrates into a system, that means there's no real secret. There's no protection to that system because everybody has a key to integrate their application and their services. And that's the big problem, is that, the more open the system, the more vulnerable it is, if I can summarize it like that. So, not to single out Microsoft, because I love some of their products. Definitely, I do not use their email, wouldn't even open the email if you pay me. I use the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, sparingly PowerPoint, but I use my own email, which is our secure mail. And the reason is because, and also file share, we don't use any of these third-party providers, because we control who gets in, who doesn't, and we're not open source, and we don't have third-party developers developing software to integrate with us. For a decade, we were the anti-integration, and we were criticized. Why don't you integrate your product with Office 365, etc.? Well, now we have the answer every week. We're being vindicated, so to speak, because we had the right strategy. So the problem is not going away. This is something that's going to proliferate forever, I would imagine, even worse. And we have a different solution that can prevent these kind of issues.
Talk a little bit about that. You often give us these great hacks, right, of how to and how not to get our emails, get 2 different emails, when to log on to Wi-Fi, when not to. So give us a little rundown of those hacks if you can.
So for the consumer, what we recommend is, okay, so you have your big tech email, Gmail, Microsoft, GoDaddy, or what have you, and then we would recommend you get secure mail from Secure. Incidentally, later this month, we're going to have the email only for consumer, as opposed to just a Secure, which has an email and messenger. It's only $7 a month. That is a private email that when you send an email even to an outsider, the info doesn't leave our servers in Switzerland and so forth. We've discussed it. You can go to secure.com and check it out. And now we're launching the business email. I think businesses are the most vulnerable because they're the ones sending PowerPoint left and right. They're the ones that have these legacy systems. So what we recommend for a business, I mean, we can't tell an enterprise with 5,000 employees, dish out and dump your Microsoft email and just use us. But what we do is we say, listen, you need to have a parallel system, because when you send an email through Secure Send, and the person uses secure reply, that guarantees 100% that that email did not go over the open internet, and it always stays in our servers in Switzerland. Also, we never use third-party service providers and developers. That means that we control our technology, which is not open source, and we do not host it on the big tech platform. So we have a much tighter control on who gets in. And that's why it's the fail-safe system. So use Secure Send if you're a business. I highly recommend it. To use Secure Send, you will have to go on webmail right now. But at the end of March, we're going to be able to have an application that will basically be as easy as downloading Gmail, let's say, and ubiquitous, and then you can take advantage of the Secure Send, Secure Reply. That'll be for consumer and business. But businesses really need to take a look at what we offer. Later this month in February, we're launching business email domain. So we have actually a queue of businesses waiting to migrate to us. So there'll be more talks about that.
Great. Well, it looks like it's going to be a great year, 2022 for Secure, because we are going to be bombarded with some more hacks, and we need to keep our data private and secure. So thank you for all that you do in helping us reach that goal. Thank you, Elaine, for joining us.
Thank you, Anna, and thanks everyone for watching.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue-cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Need hearing aids? Tired of paying $5,000 or more? Tired of making multiple trips to have your hearing aids adjusted? Now you don't have to. Our Hear IQ 4 medical-grade hearing aids are fully rechargeable, Bluetooth compatible, and start at under $1,000 for a complete set or monthly payments of $44. Our hearing aids are self-adjusting using any smartphone and features remote programming by hearing care professionals without you ever leaving home. Order your pair today at myheariq.com.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
PetVivo works on products that give animals a second chance. And with me is the CEO of PetVivo, John Lai, to talk about all these exciting new things you have going on for the year. So do you want to start with the conference that you went to in Nashville? How was that? Sure. When was that? What was it?
Was mid-December, okay. And we had a really good turnout. We had a couple of the U.S. Olympic vets in our booth. They actually stayed there for a while because one of them had been using our product for about 6 years, and then the other one just started using it. And so they're like celebrities, and other vets recognized them. So we drew a good crowd and had a really good, successful show on the equine space. Okay. And then following that, we're getting good repeat orders from the vets that tried the product in December.
So that's what I was going to ask. Are these like vets who work on equestrian? Okay.
Yeah. It was the American Equestrian Practitioners Show. So okay, it's one of the larger shows in the equine space.
And then tell me about VetCove.
Yes, so VetCove is a veterinary membership buying service. So vets are able to sign on and they're able to see the best pricing for various products. So we partnered up with them, and our products are featured there, and we're looking forward to adding SKUs to the site. So the vets can buy direct through the system, and they don't have to open an account with us. I mean, obviously, we like it when they open the account with us, but they're already on a system that they're buying person, because vets usually don't order. They have an office manager or a buying person that does the ordering. And if they're accustomed to say, no, we're used to buying through VetCove, we're just going to buy the spring through there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Spring for a little bit. So this is kind of your patented technology. Explain what it is, which animals it helps, how it works.
Sure. So we developed this protein particle matrix that mimics cartilage and tissue. So one of the major applications that we commercially launched recently is called Spring, and it's used for the treatment of osteoarthritis and other joint afflictions. We've been getting very good studies or case studies in the real world where on a single intra-articular injection, we're finding improvement in quality of life, mobility, and reduction of inflammation and pain in dogs and horses. We will be introducing our cat product here real soon. I think we adjusted the timing a little to take advantage of some of the events that are happening within the feline space within 6 months. So we want to leverage off the amount of education that's going to be occurring in the marketplace, because there's another company out there launching a feline product that I think ours could be complementary or could actually end up competing quite well in terms of price and efficacy.
Okay. And what about the market? How big of a market is this?
So in the U.S., for OA and is about $4.4 billion a year, and it's growing at about 5.4% a year. It's extremely recession-proof, and with the humanization of pets, the dollar spent for increasing quality of life has gone up significantly. In 2012, it was about $1,700 that a pet owner for a dog actually would stop treatment. It was $1,700. Today, it's $10,700. So you can see how we view our pets, and which makes tremendous sense because less and less people are getting married, less and less people are having children, and because of that fact, their pets become their children.
And just, John, looking ahead to 2022, what are some other things that are part of your strategy this year?
Well, we're going to be expanding the SKUs or the line of products that we will have, and other pets, other types of animals that we will. I think recently one of the interesting ones is I think a manatee got injected with our product. We had a marine veterinary expert, and I looked and I go, she's an expert on dolphins and manatees. And then I Googled and I realized there's a high incidence of osteoarthritis in those animals. Yeah, it blew my mind when I saw this is going to a aquatic area. Well, what the heck? And then I looked up the person, and then I saw that she's one of the top experts on marine animals.
So that might be a new avenue you would pursue?
Well, we're not going to target, but people will order it. We have injected, like I said before, I think a grizzly bear, white Siberian tiger, a lot of billy goats, I think camels. So our product is being used for multiple off-label applications.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure this year will be full of more interesting things. So look forward to seeing you back in New York soon.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, John.
On my show, I put no barriers between myself and my viewer. I don't use jargon. I never talk QE3. I don't use scripts. I just speak into the camera, tell the story, and we're invested together.
Fox Business, invested in you.
The reason your employees work isn't just about enjoying the work they do. It's about keeping their families going. Fresh starts, happiness, and feeling strong. It's time to show your workers you get it. Empower your workforce with on-demand pay.